What is this moderately heavy cylindrical object that screws into something? I was walking through a farm field when I saw this object shining out of the ground. It's moderately heavy and seems to be part of a bigger object. We live in rural Georgia, and the house we live on was built in 1914. This 18 acres property was owned by an older couple when we bought it. And that was way back in '92. Me and my wife have found some similar objects before at our property, but this is the first time I've ever asked anyone about it. What is this thing? It's a World War II German DRUCK ZUNDER 35 fuse, a detonator for a landmine. Production date was in 1943. This fuse was used on a variety of German mines including anti-personnel, and also used as the main igniter in the heavy anti-tank mine and several improvised mines and demolition charges. You need to call the local authorities who should send a bomb squad out. They really need to cordon off and search that entire field thoroughly to see if there are actually any live mines there. What is this thing I found 10 years ago at a thrift store? It's triangular in shape, made of metal, and non-magnetic. Cool looking, but the purpose is a mystery. The top side looks like copper, and the underside has a black coating. It's about 10 inches along each side of the triangle. Each of the 3 corners has a small hole for a screw or nail, and also a larger opening. 2 of those openings are round, but one on the lower left is a larger half-moon shape. What is it for? It's a 1930s-era DECO faceplate for ZENITH WALTON shutter dial radio, a part for 1937 or 1938 model. I was gifted this ceramic bowl with 4 holes and a spout as a wedding gift. It didn't come with a card or in a box or anything like that. I don't know who it's from and neither does anyone I've asked. And it doesn't have any other identifying features. What is it for? It's an herb stripper. You pull fresh herb sprigs from the inside of the bowl, through holes to the outside, and the leaves drop into the bowl, like thyme, etc. The spout is so you can make an herb vinaigrette or sauce in the bowl and pour it onto whatever you like. What is this oddly shaped metal structure laying in a creek bed, possibly being used for damming water? There's a ruler and large pieces of asphalt attached to either side, found in a park in western Montana. I tried Googling and image searching and couldn't find anything. Any ideas? That is a partial flume. It's for measuring flow rates. An open-channel flow metering device that was developed to measure the flow of surface waters and irrigation flows. I've used these in industrial applications to measure flows from water treatment plants. What is this small cup in a small pitcher? They are metal and approximately 3 inches in height. I have had these for many years. I think I got them at a garage sale in Pennsylvania 20 to 30 years ago. I tried to Google MBC company, but nothing turned up. I was just wondering if anyone knew what they might have actually been used for. It's a communion set. I found numerous examples available online, albeit no current ones are near to the quality of yours. I think the marking MB company is the Meriden Britannia company, formed in 1852 in Meriden, Connecticut. What is this long brass tube with a baseplate? Around 40.5 centimeters tall combined, and the baseplate is 17.5 centimeters wide. It has 3 pairs of 2 grooves placed evenly around the open top. The baseplate is 6.5 pounds, and the tube is 5. The tube is hollow with an orange color on the inside. The bottom is stamped with 1915 CFB, and an N with an arrow pointing to the hole in the bottom of the tube. What is this thing? It's a World War I artillery shell case, often used to create trench art during that time. CF is a British code meaning cordite full, F and number to identify the factory. Brits used arrows 2 meaning past quality control, and N is for naval, so I assume it's for a 4.5 inches howitzer. There were a lot of leftover after the war, so things like this were made commercially too. What is this wood and metal object? Approximately 12 inches long and 2 inches wide, connected with a pivot point. The wood grain and metal age indicates it is likely over 100 years old. The metal sheathing on the tips has 4 metal protruding teeth, though can't figure out how they could help hold anything. I submitted it to our museum in hopes we could determine what this is. Only weighs a few ounces even with the metal attached, and no signs of wear, missing pieces or inscriptions. What is this thing? That is a weaving temple for a loom. It is used to counteract the tendency of the fabric to draw into an hourglass shape. As the weaving progresses, it is adjusted to the proper size, the prongs are pushed into the cloth near the edges, and the temple is snapped straight, stretching the fabric. After you weave several inches, you repeat the process at a new position. What is this green and white pendant of some sort found in my stocking 18 years ago when I was 7 to 8 years old? No one knew where it came from. There would be periods of time throughout my childhood where it would disappear, then reappear months or even years later. I have not seen it since 2013 until today. Part of me wants to keep the magic alive and believe it's some magical stone with disappearing abilities, but I've wanted to know what this thing is for almost 20 years now. It looks like some kind of jewelry pendant, but I'm not sure how it would work. About 1.5 inches. There is no writing and I'm not sure of the material, but maybe stone or glass. Thanks in advance. It's a jadeite pendant with a space to hold herbs or sandalwood. It's usually strung and attached to your belt and carried for luck. My Chinese wife, who also claims this is not a well-made piece, it's a poor quality sculpting, common in antique markets. She also warns that Chinese people do not carry old pieces with unknown history, because they might have belonged to someone who died, and then it was stolen by grave robbers, and then the amulet could bring bad luck. What is this large funnel-shaped hole in the ground, seen from an airplane 1 to 2 hours east of San Diego, California? It seems to have ridges on the sides. There are roads and structures surrounding it. We thought it might be a crater, but the ridges make it look machine-made. My coworker took the photo and doesn't know exactly where. We also don't know the significance of the surrounding structures and roads. What is it? That's the Cactus Mine, formerly the Socoton Mine, located in Arizona at the convergence of 3 major geologic zones in western Pinal County, just west of Casa Grande. It was discovered in 1961 by American Smelting and Refining Company, which mined the site from 1972 to 1984. During its previous operation, the mine extracted 38 million tons, with 400 million pounds of copper, 759,000 ounces of silver, and 27,000 ounces of gold from the West Open Pit ore body. What is this heavy iron thing? It's 1 to 2 feet tall and looks like it says Blundell and Company at the top, but there's a character before the B that I can't make out. There's also something written on the bottom that I can't figure out. I think it's Prori. I found it in the coastal New England region. Any ideas? Looks like a drop hammer. The pegs to the side run in a set of leads to keep it upright. Looks like it's for industrial use versus construction, and it seems to be manual. Providence, Rhode Island, and the towns running north toward Worcester, Massachusetts, were the birthplace of America's Industrial Revolution. So the region is littered with old mills, and there were scores of companies turning out machines for industry, and also the resulting end products. The H. Blundell and Company of Providence. They made lathes and other machine tools in the 1800s to early 1900s. And I think it's not Prori, it's Prov R.I. for Providence, Rhode Island. What are these metal structures found in the Italian Alps near Marmolada? It was about 3 meters tall, and we saw a few of these on the side of the mountain. Any idea what are these and their purpose? Please leave us a comment. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.